Good evening. Welcome to the December 13th, 2022 meeting of the Select Board. First, we have a quorum present. Minutes of previous meeting.
Motion to accept the minutes of November 15th.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion, changes, alterations? All those in favor? Unanimous. New business, Sebago Lake Rotary Ice Derby. Is Ingo here?
He is.
He's online,
He is?
on Zoom.
On Zoom?
Yes, he's on Zoom.
Oh.
Ingo, can you hear us?
Ingo?
She has mute on.
Yes, he does. There we go.
Ingo, can you hear us?
Bill, folks on Zoom can't hear us.
Just a moment.
Wait for them to pop up.
Ingo, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, Ingo. It's Joe Bruno. Tell us about your application for the Lake Rotary. What was
Me
it?
neither.
Yeah, they can't hear us yet.
Oh,
Let me see if I can.
Oh, there you go.
There he is. You can see him. Can we read lips?
Can you hear us now?
Ingo, are you there?
No, not yet.
Eric's working in the audio right now.
Okay.
I've sent them a message letting them know that it's being worked on.
Can you hear us, Ingo?
No, he's telling.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got the message?
Yeah.
Do you want to jump over one or?
Yeah, why don't we move on? How about the renewal of the liquor license? Jose, come on up
Hi,
to,
Cindy.
Oh, can you hear us now? No,
I didn't want
yeah,
my picture.
they can hear each other.
okay. All right, Jose, you're up here for a renewal of a liquor license.
Say it again.
Wayne Jones.
At least we are it's working. We have voice.
Oh, okay, thank you. We'll get right back to you. Wayne, are you
Here
there?
we go.
Can you hear us, Cindy or Ingo?
Wayne?
No, they can just hear each other still.
Okay, this is not working out.
This is fun.
All right, from what I read,
Thank you. We'll get right back to you. Wayne, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
yeah,
Delay.
all right,
Can you hear us, Cindy or Ingo?
Yeah.
okay. All right, we moved on, we'll be right back to you. Wayne,
They can just hear each other still.
Wayne, we're on the
This is fun.
A la Mexicana liquor license renewal.
They're hearing us like 4 minutes ago.
I'm here.
Wa- Wayne, can you hear us?
Let them catch up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gotta love technology, baby.
I'm so excited right now.
Yes, go ahead.
Wayne, can you hear us?
I can't hear you, no.
It keeps repeating over.
Yeah.
Gotta love technology, baby.
Well,
Oh, it's repeating again.
It's in a loop.
I think we'll call it.
Sue, can you kill that for right now?
I can't, it's Bill. Bill, we're hearing
We could do
the sound
we could do
loop
the-
through.
We can still do a liquor license.
Well, we can do B,
That's what, well,
because she's
Oh,
here.
it seems.
yeah, but we got Jose up
Yeah,
there right now. too.
Jose's right here.
I know.
This
Yes,
shouldn't,
Chief.
We can hear you. I'm gonna leave license.
Yeah, I can, it's unmuted.
If we have any pictures.
So you can hear us right now, Wayne?
I can
He can hear through Bruce's
um,
phone.
the
Okay.
meeting
You can hear the meeting, okay.
through live
All right, Wayne.
streaming on my
Oh,
phone.
now we can't hear
So we can
Wayne.
go ahead.
Can you put him on speaker?
You want me, I'll put you on speaker here.
Oh, that'll be helpful.
There we go.
All right, can you get Bill to shut this off?
Mr. Chairman, I'm ready to go.
Okay, Wayne, give us the story on a la Mexicana.
Yeah. So,
All
we
right,
haven't,
thank you.
done the inspection for Ala Mexicana yet. That's scheduled for next Monday.
All right,
So that's where we are at this point.
okay. So no reason to give a temporary license or license waiting for the inspection? Any,
It's however you'd like to handle it, Mr. Chairman.
So I noticed you sent a letter to him on different things. Are those things that he should already change, or?
No, what I tried to do with the liquor license inspections is to send out an email with a bulleted list of things to have performed before we schedule the inspection, to try to make it as seamless as possible. And that's what the email was that you received a copy of.
Okay. So can we do a conditional?
yeah. So Wayne, we can do a conditional license, right?
Conditional approval.
Conditional approval based on the inspection next week.
Correct. Yeah, we could do that, and then you know, if we have any issues, I can let you folks know.
Okay. Mr. Chavez, anything to add?
I'm good.
Restaurant doing okay?
Doing okay right now, yeah.
Good. All right, so can I have a motion to grant?
Mr. Chairman, I do have a
Yes.
question.
Okay,
Is this just for the liquor license or also for the special amusement?
This
Just a liquor license.
This is
This-
liquor license, yeah.
the agenda says liquor license.
Okay.
Take your microphone and put it down by the phone.
Oh, he keeps coming out live. Yeah. It was just a second ago. So it comes and goes.
Sam moved it. I'll second.
Okay, been moved and seconded to grant a conditional license based on Wayne Jones's inspection next Monday. Okay, all those in favor? Unanimous, congratulations. Hope the inspection goes well for you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Bruce.
Feliz Navidad.
All right, so Ingo is not available right now?
It's right here.
Can you hear us, Ingo?
Can you hear me?
He's hearing us, but now we're not hearing him. And he's not muted.
Jose is right here.
It's going back into that loop again?
Yeah. Wayne, they think that you might be making the loop.
Oh, really?
So, but
Ingo, are you there?
I'm here.
there you are.
Oh, okay. All right, Ingo, tell us about Sebago Lake Rotary Ice Derby, February 18th and 19th.
Yes, next year. And may I introduce my partner, Cindy Bell? She's right with me.
Sure.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hi, Cindy, we can't see you right now, but we can hear you.
I'm here.
All right, we believe you.
All right, so do you want me to do my spiel, or do you? Or
You don't need to go through the whole spiel. This is just a renewal of what you've been done for the, I don't know how many years now. Quite a while. 21 years now?
Yeah,
Are we gonna have ice?
absolutely.
All right. All right, good. So, anything,
I'm insured through Rotary International, as usual.
okay, good. anything in the application that was wrong or any
No.
questions?
No.
No?
No, I believe the application is up to date.
Okay. Okay, I have a motion to approve the license for the Sebago Lake Rotary Ice Derby.
Go ahead.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Congratulations, Ingo and Cindy. You're all set to go.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You have a good night. Sorry about the technology.
Hey, it works for us sometimes.
Yeah,
you.
sometimes. All right. Okay.
Bye.
Consideration Town of Raymond taking over the DASH program. Peggy, come on up.
Hello.
We received your letter, we read your letter. Tell us about it. What is your plan on what you would like the town to do?
Well, what we'd like to do, and as I explained in my written communication, we've worked ourselves out of a job. So what we'd like to do is move, move the responsibility to the town. Give the boat to the town, give all the equipment to the town, and this first year, we'll assist whoever is designated in the town hall to be the person who applies for a grant from DEP. We'll assist that person in the process. Once you get the process, it's easy to replicate. We'll work with whoever is going to be arranging the arrangement with the contractor. We'll work with that person to this first year to be sure that we set up what we need. And I would also caution everybody involved that we've had word that the contractor we recommend last year got so full booked that some of the folks who came in later didn't get the services. So we need to get on this pretty fast.
So the grant gets money from where? From the state?
The grant that I'm talking about comes from DEP, and it is sticker money, the milfoil sticker money that we all pay for when we put the stickers on our boats. A portion of that gets divvied up for, it's called plant removal or mitigation grants.
And how much work is it to fill out those applications?
Well, once you become familiar with the format, it's not difficult. In this case, I mean, you aren't going to have to compute how much a new wetsuit is going to cost. You don't have to compute how much it's going to cost you to get all the air tanks inspected, or you're not going to have to figure out how much it'll cost to have the air tanks pressure tested. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we used to have to do that you won't have to do, because you're just going to be asking for grants to help pay for contracted service, and then the contractor has to do all that other stuff.
And how much does the contractor cost?
Much more expensive than we were. I heard, and I can't speak for the contractor, but I heard last year that he was charging between $7,000 and $8,000 for a 40-hour week.
One of my concerns I have is I know we are really tight on staff now, is what it is, and they wear multiple hats as is. I don't know who, and it's not my job to figure that out, it would be yours, but I do know that we're thin on staff now, so I don't know who would do that.
Well, it would be an amalgam of people. You'd have, Nathan in operations, overseeing the actual, milfoil removal part. It would be somebody at the town hall, that would be doing the grant piece. And, of course, the finance office would make pay the invoices. And, as far as, do we have any environmental scientists on board? I don't know. I'm thinking probably no. But then again, I don't know how many people on the various lake associations have that credential either. So, it's going to have to be parceled out like everything else we do here amongst, probably administration will be me, in dealing with the DEP and so forth. That's just off the top of my head.
So that map you sent us, Peggy,
Pardon me?
how
Yes.
much of that still needs to be removed?
Well,
I mean, is
The
it
map
like a
I-
yearly process
the
or?
map I sent you shows that we only have, I apologize, my copy has the pink, I think your copy has green.
Green, yeah.
Green was where this contractor I'm talking about was
Yeah.
working for 3 property owners. The yellow is what we started with, and you
Yeah.
can see it was really thick. That second map, there were 2 tiny, 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 tiny pieces of yellow. One way up at the far end of Turtle Cove, and one in this, what I call the straight Bayview Canal. And I want to tell you an anecdote that explains that. Actually, I have 2 anecdotes I want to share, but the first one explains these weird patches. I could not, for the life of me, understand why year after year after year, our crews who were so good and had such good success could not defeat these little patches. And then every year we were visited by somebody from DEP, the Office of Invasive Species. And one year, a couple years ago, the person who visited was a biologist who works there, and she's a biologist/diver. In the early days of our work, she was still working as a contract diver. She was working for DEP and anybody else who needed a diver, and we hired her on a per diem basis for several days. She said, I have to tell you, she only comes up to about here on me. She's not too tall. But she said that when she was working in the Bayview Canal, you know, the process is you identify the plant. Of course, this was where it was just everything was in variable milfoil. You identify the plant, you follow the stem down, you dig in the muck until you get to the bottom of the root, you pull the whole thing up, and you put it in the oversized dryer hose section. She said she would get into the muck up to her shoulder and still not be at the end of the root, so she had to break it off. We have a forest of roots in these 2 patches, 3 feet down. And those cussed plants keep regenerating every blessed year. I have some vocabulary I could use on them, but that's why they're there. Our crew otherwise would have gotten rid of them. But they've got this deep, deep, deep reservoir of roots.
Wow.
So we need somebody to, we can't
Who has
hire
a
a
long
crew to go in on those 2 little patches, you know,
I
that's.
think Nathan has a long arm.
So eventually, I'm assuming these plants are going to give up, but we need somebody to go in there, a diver to get in there twice a year, early and late, and pull out all they can, and then go back the next year and do it over again until we finally discourage it enough. Otherwise, we know from our work and from all the work that other groups have been doing that there will be stray plants that regenerate from tiny pieces of stem or root. So we need somebody to go in and survey all these areas. This is what our crew used to do. They'd do a survey in the beginning of the year, and when they found stray plants, they'd remove them right away. They recorded what they found on maps, and that's how we planned the work. If they came to a dense patch, then they just marked it on the map and went back and worked it. But so we need a contractor to go in, do all the surveys, remove the stray plants that they find, and really work on those 2 little patches.
So what happens to the 15,000 that the town gives you annually in the budget?
Well, we won't be asking for that this year. We'll be asking for a smaller amount, which we would like to put towards the courtesy boat inspection program. We'd like to beef that up a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to need to, we had a director on the board who volunteered and ran it for several years. Unfortunately, that person died.
Oh.
So we lost him. We probably will have to hire a manager, so that's another piece of expense. But
Okay.
we'll be asking for less.
Nathan, go ahead.
So a couple of answers to a couple of the questions. I've talked to Melissa about doing the grant writing. She didn't jump up and run out of the building, so I'm assuming that was yes. I think sitting down with her, with Peggy, and the contractor here real quick would probably make sense. And I don't see this as being that big of a problem for now. If we don't stay on top of it, it's gonna be a big problem.
Right.
We'll be right back where we were 15, 18 years ago when we started this.
Yep.
I've got some experience in it from when it first started. I've been removed out of it because they were doing such a good job. I wasn't there anymore. But I've met the contractor. He's dumps his stuff at our pit. So I think we've got a little bit of a working relationship with him there.
Okay, hang on a
So
second.
on the grant,
Yes.
I mean, the grant had been given to an independent organization. Has anybody researched to make sure that it still would be available to the town as a town entity versus a 501c3 or a private organization?
We asked Denise Blanchett, the biologist diver who was here. We said, so if we end up sharing this with the town or turning it over to the town, can the town get this grant? And she said, of course, other towns do it.
Well, sometimes they get funky on some of those.
Well, yeah, we've run into that sort of thing, but in this case, I don't see a problem.
So Peggy, I just
Yeah.
want to tell you, I kept looking for the pink area. For 20 minutes, I kept expanding this thing, looking for pink. And so when I finally said, I don't know where it is. So.
I do know the difference between pink and green. However, the person who created this map for me is seriously red-green colorblind. I mean, seriously? And so pink, green, it's all gray-brown.
All right.
So I apologize. If you just strike out the word pink and put in green, it's all fine. Sorry about that, Joe.
Did I give it the wrong?
No. I don't know how it turned from pink to green.
From a budgetary standpoint, if you were to combine the grant with the portion of the town's appropriation that you're not going to ask for, is that significant enough money to do this? You know, are we looking at a budget increase for the town? $7,000 or $8,000 a week. I have no way to gauge how much time.
Well,
it would
we're
take.
recommending 2 weeks, a week early in the season, a week late in the season.
So the answer is probably yes with the grant. How big's the
So,
grant?
so that would be your expenditure for the contractor was, and I don't know this exactly, but roughly 15,000, 15, 16,000. We're going to be asking for 7 to put towards the courtesy boat inspection program, because that's the prevention. Keep this stuff out. And I guess you'll be putting that amount in your budget to request.
What's the grant amount? I never thought to ask you that.
The grant will come from DEP, and I don't even dare guess how much money you get. I'm pretty sure you'd get something. I don't even dare guess. It'll be in the thousands.
Do we keep the 15,000 in just to see what it is and how the running of it is? You know what I mean? Come budget time?
Well, she said it's 3,000 or 4,000 a week, right?
Well, no. She doesn't.
Oh, 7,000.
7 or
Yeah.
8,000.
And you recommend 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We suggest a week early in the season and then a week late in the season.
And what we
She doesn't
appropriate
have
now
the
is
grant.
$15,000. They're going to want 7 of that. So the question is, what's the grant? And we don't know.
We may not be even fully covered. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I think
But maybe. I don't know how big the grant is.
If you're missing, if they take 7, we get 7. And you only, even if we get 2 or 3 grand from the grant, I think we can make up the difference. Either maybe instead of a full week, half weeks. And see what happens. Try it for the first year.
What I'm trying to do is get to the Raymond way, revenue neutral from where we are now.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do, is to figure out if we can do it with the money we have. That would be ideal.
When you get word, we typically were hearing back from DEP, I think in March, about grant money. So you should know by March whether or not you're going to, or what you're, I don't say whether or not, what you're going to get. I just don't know how to predict that.
I think I would rather go in higher just in case, and then if we have
Yeah.
extra, you know,
Yeah.
then we're not cutting ourselves short somewhere else in a
Well,
budget.
if the answer comes back in March, they'll just tell you you're going to get the grant. They're not going to tell you the
They'll tell you
amount.
how much.
Huh?
They'll tell you how
Okay.
much.
So by the time we finalize
make
the
the
budget,
adjustments.
we'll know what that figure is.
Yeah.
Well, I should say hopefully.
Well,
I'm speaking for a state agency, and that's really not my role.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Never a
Most
good
state
thing.
agencies are short on people right now. Yeah. So,
The other anecdote I wanted to share with you was that a few weeks ago we had a message from somebody who said, I think there's a bunch of milfoil on the beach in Raymond. So I went over to look, and sure enough, I picked up, you know a joint compound bucket? I filled half of one of those buckets with variable milfoil. It was not rooted, but had washed onto the shore of the beach. I have no idea.
At
what to-
Raymond Beach?
Raymond Beach on 302.
Wow.
I mean, it was, some of it was like 2 feet long, some of it little pieces, some of it was the thick winter buds. I have no idea.
I wonder if someone caught it in their prop and just pulled it on shore, or?
Oh, it was, I mean, I'm talking, it was a lot that washed in.
Wow.
So I share that with you because if it came from the Standish Boat Launch, that's one place where we have it in Sebago, or it could have come from Fry Island, could have come from the Songo River, could have come from Long Lake and Harrison and drifted all the way down. So long as it's anywhere in the Sebago watershed, we have to be really, really vigilant. So I will continue to check that beach during the winter, but I don't know.
All right, I guess question for Don, you think we can handle this okay?
Say again?
Do you think we can handle this okay?
We'll handle it okay if you want us to do it. We can.
I mean, that's not a lot of enthusiasm behind that, Don?
Well,
Well,
it's,
the big part is the
I
grant
think
writing.
somebody pointed out that it's another thing,
Right.
to what we're doing, and, we're not gonna say we can't do it, we'll do it.
I mean, I know grant writing can be hard. Kathy does a lot of that, but Melissa has also said that she would.
My sense would be about this grant, my sense would be that it's a plug and play. You plug the numbers in, you make your request. What's concerning me, though, is that I don't know what we get now and what we would get in the future. Is it sustainable? Is it something that's gonna be around in 2, 5, 10 years? And, but I guess the alternative is you let the milfoil come back and then you have a much bigger problem and you don't have a volunteer lake association to handle it. So the imponderable, what the future holds with respect to milfoil, the costs, the grant, that's the bigger question to me. The smaller question is, can we do it? We can.
I mean, when you have a town with 7 lakes,
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's important to the town.
Yeah.
Just the economy of the town. I think it's pretty important that we do it.
It is important, but again, like I said before, it's having the staff to make sure that it doesn't fall between the cracks.
Right.
So is maintenance on the boat and whatnot, can that get picked up in the grant, or is that outside the grant?
Yeah, the boat maintenance is
We-
$100 a
we-
year,
we-
$150.
I understand
brought
that
it up to-
until the motor blows up.
It's a new motor.
Yeah, it's a new motor on it, and they're not abused, they're not out running across the lake
No.
at 50 miles an hour. This thing's just puttering around the harbor.
Right. So, of course, sometimes that's as bad as,
Yeah, it's a good motor on it, so I gotta guess you got a 5-10 year motor there anyway.
And you're comfortable with it, Nathan?
Yeah, I'll give it
Huh?
a shot.
Okay.
Worst can happen.
And Bruce said he'll jump in if
Yeah,
needed?
that's what he told me the other day.
I thought I heard him say that.
That's Joey for Parks and Rec.
what you could
Oh,
do
Joe gets
is
to.
move the ice derby to where that is, and when they cut the hole for that, have them pick it up and
Yeah.
get down there.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal, because you're gonna be dealing with a contractor, which is pretty straightforward.
Right.
The contractor, like Peggy had said earlier, is gonna be taking all the pain and suffering of that minor little details that you're apt to miss in the grant writing and in the process of making sure that your DEP and labor standard things are. We're not putting people in the water.
Okay.
We're hiring a contractor and throwing him over the boat.
Yeah, I don't think you look good in a wetsuit.
Nope, I don't. No, not at all.
We need a new wetsuit.
Pretty sure I'd float right back up to the top.
We don't have one for
No,
Nate.
that's okay. I don't want one.
I like to have a motion that, the town of Raymond will take over the milfoil protection, and that the RWPA will continue with the monitoring of the boat launches.
So I would move to take it over as outlined in that letter.
Okay. Do I have it?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the work you put into it before, too.
We're just thrilled with all the success, frankly. Thank you.
All right. Do we want to do executive session now?
I would think so, yeah. Eric's here, I think.
Is he on the,
I think so, yeah.
can we make sure it's working?
Eric, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep. All right.
Anybody that needs to, we can boot in the back.
So we're gonna we're only gonna do the code enforcement executive session now, and we'll do the labor one later.
Okay, does
Okay.
Wayne need to be here for either of those?
No.
Wayne, would you mind signing out, leaving the meeting?
Bye, Nathan.
I'll sit with Nate.
Remember, we might just be getting rain.
Well, you never know. It's Maine, it's slippery. Rain can be
So-
slippery.
Yeah.
Bye, Santa.
You can just go out.
Mr. Beach, are you here for something else in the meeting? I'm just gonna put him in the waiting room, and
All right.
I'll go out back.
Okay.
Going to make a motion to go to the executive session?
Motion to
Yeah.
go into executive session?
Under,
Where is it? Under
Title
1
1.
MRSA, section 405, 6E.
E.
Second?
Moved and seconded, all in favor? Okay, unanimous.
Wait till you. No.
All right,
Move
okay.
to come out of executive session?
Second?
All those in favor? Very good. We're back into public session. I think I'm going to go to F right now in consideration of updates to the GA ordinance. So this is just adopting the state ordinance.
Yes, it's because we found in an audit that we were operating on the 2014 ordinance, which was the last one that MMA put out and the only one they had on their website.
Okay.
And the state had made other changes that MMA didn't incorporate until after we left MMA, and therefore we didn't get the update.
Okay.
Okay, is there anything in there that would cause us to have to do anything differently, Don?
No.
No.
It's boilerplate.
It looks boilerplate.
It's definitely
You
boilerplate.
read every page?
No, Sam read every page. So I'm taking Sam's word on it.
I didn't see anything major in it.
All right. Can I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. All right. Public comment? Anybody from the public want to say anything? No one on Zoom?
No, no, we have no one on Zoom.
All right. Selectman comment. I'm going to propose that our meetings start at 5:30 from now on. Okay? Just,
I fully agree, except for big issue items that we know what they're going to be, then maybe we have to go to 6, just to give that extra little bit, but.
no, we'll start at 5:30 and then we can always move a big issue item
Yeah.
Works
later
for
in
me.
the agenda.
I agree with that.
So, just make everybody aware, you know, I think we're gonna start at 5:30, you may wanna put it on the website. Selectmen meetings will start at 5:30, beginning in 2023. Okay?
The only other point on that would be, what are we gonna do on the joint budget committee? selectmen meeting?
They're also gonna start, well, it's gonna be up to the budget, the budget committee has to set their own meeting.
Yeah.
But as far as the selectmen portion, when we're in charge, they're starting at 5:30.
I like how Joe stopped himself real quick, because he was gonna say, well, they're gonna start at 5:30 too.
No. They set their own meeting time.
Yeah, because the
But-
budget meetings are the budget finance committee meeting that the
Right.
selectmen attend.
Yeah,
Maybe somebody could put in a note to start the meetings early.
at 5:30.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody here could talk to their husband.
All right.
Oh, those budget meetings at 5:30 without dinner, oh, that's gonna be rough. Yeah.
All right. All right, why don't we go to the budget goals? Sharice, you want to lead this one?
You wanna do town manager report?
After the budget goals.
So before you are the budget goals that you had set last year, and as I understand it, they've been pretty consistent for the last few years. I don't, I don't particularly have any recommendations from my perspective. The mill rate's presently at $15.
Which we had, what, a 7% increase this year?
Last year,
Last year?
yeah,
In
roughly.
taxes?
On the town.
Yeah.
Thank the school for that.
The school, combined. And what was it, the town portion was what, 3.5?
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
I will mention at this time that, perhaps not all of you are aware, but we have, signed a 5-year contract for a new budgeting software. They have several modules, and, we decided that we would try out one module, and Ralph and Joe have both looked at, what it offers for us.
Nobody.
And,
Losers.
We should
so there is
go to
an
our technology
annual
group.
fee associated with that, and it will eliminate a lot of the Excel spreadsheets, which could cause errors to happen, and as they were referred to as, I'm not sure what your term was, Joe, in your description of the Excel spreadsheets, but
I'm sure it was colorful.
Oh my God.
I think it's gonna make things a lot easier for the
People make
department heads.
mistakes,
for the-
yeah.
For me, for you, for the public. I mean, they talk about transparency of the public,
Transparency.
understandability. Not that our thing is, I think, as difficult to follow as some other budgets that are incorporated within our budget, but I think it's gonna be a huge improvement. And I think Joe also made the comment that, in his world, that what we're doing is probably a bit archaic. I'll use that term. He didn't use that one, but, we definitely could improve,
Yeah.
and that's what this is. And so the idea was whether we do it next year or this year, and so we're gonna find the resources and do it this year.
So why a 5-year if you're not even sure if you like it or not?
well, like I said, they have several modules, like 5 or 6 different modules. We're only going to choose one to start, and the primary reason they only offer either a 3 or 5 year contract, and to lock in the rate for the 5 years, because they were looking at a 6% increase.
Right, and nothing is, so set in stone that you can't,
We looked at the
Right.
termination clause.
correct, correct. But I don't believe that's what's gonna happen from what I see of it.
It looked like a pretty simple
Yeah.
software to use, actually.
I don't know. Nobody asked me. I mean,
Well,
really.
there's a
no.
reason for that. All right,
Gonna stick with the goals?
I guess so.
I mean, looking at these 5 things, pretty much same thing we've done. So,
Okay, I'm gonna put this in here, and I don't know if this is a goal or not, but I know you guys are trying to keep the budget intact, but I want to make sure in this budget goals that we maintain the new programs and are able to do the programs that we have brought on in town, if that makes sense. For instance, Raymond Rec and Raymond Parks and Recreation, and Joe is just,
he's doing a great job.
oh my God, he is flying high on this stuff, just from what I've seen online,
Yeah.
with signing things up and adding new things in and working with the library. And so I want to make sure that whatever we do, we make sure we support that,
I don't think you heard anybody say want to cut it.
See, there you go. You guys, you got it you got it on tape. There you go. All right, cool. That's all I was going
I mean,
for.
you look at what Joe's done, and he's brought in so many kids into these
Yeah.
programs, and that's
it's
what a
grown.
town should be supporting, is,
Well, right.
Yeah.
And again, I just wanted to put that out there because, I mean, people do put programs in there and don't support them. I'm not saying here, but like in other towns, and they fall. And this one, we have it, and I want to make sure that, and the community is loving it.
Yeah.
They really are. I mean,
he's grown every program.
he's also pulling in different businesses to help out too, like Aroma Joe's sponsored the movie night for them down there. For Halloween, I believe it's what it is too.
Yeah, Bangor Savings Bank was a sponsor. I can't recall.
Yeah.
Who were the others? There was a few other businesses
Nice.
that sponsor his.
So they're
movie night.
really doing that outreach too, which is really, really good and stuff like that. So I just want to make sure that we do what we can, and if Joe comes in asking for $1 million, we say yeah.
Which Joe? Which Joe? What are you talking about? Yeah.
No,
So.
he wouldn't do that. He's pretty tight on his budget.
All right.
So I think Nathan's taught him well.
All right, you have the dates written down. I mean, it's so hard to tell right now, but
Yeah.
I guess we'll just go with what you have down there.
For the proposed schedule? Okay.
And then they'll change it later.
Right.
Yeah,
Which,
depending on when I leave on vacation, but,
if I might,
Or a golf game.
Yeah.
if I might make one statement here.
yeah.
On the February 28th, we have the animal control in there. In my opinion, it should be Casco's town manager that is presenting that budget, not the ACO. She is not even our employee. She is essentially subcontracted to us, so I don't think she should be presenting it to us. Her boss should be presenting it.
And her boss is the Casco town manager.
We'll notify them. Right?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not, unfortunately, it's not my meeting, so I can't say, but I mean, that's my opinion.
And this isn't, yeah, and in Jessica's defense is when she comes in and we're grilling her on questions.
I mean, she can certainly be there to help support him, but it's not her, she doesn't own that budget. She
No,
owns that
exactly, but
budget.
she's only answering as best she can based on what these are, well, but it's also the other two town managers too.
Correct. It's a
Right.
3 town manager
Yeah.
budget that's presented.
Will you send these dates out to the Budget Finance?
Will I?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
The other question is, any of the side, I'm trying to find it, the provider, not the provider agent, maybe, no, who's the extras? Like, the Rattlers, baseball, all that. It's not,
The Raymond Recreation,
I mean, it says they have a deadline until what? Deadline for outside agency requests is January 13th.
correct.
Can we remind whoever has
Ex-
submitted applications
I was gonna.
In the past,
in the past?
sure.
Can we just send them a reminder?
And if they don't do it, then so be it,
Yeah,
but
like
this way
the-
we just kinda,
Yeah, like last year, wasn't it snowmobile, the Rattlers?
Raymond Rattlers.
They
that
came
were-
in like right at the last minute
Yeah.
because they didn't know about it. So if we
Who
could
was the
just
contact
remind
there,
them.
Teresa?
it was Larry Wood before, I don't think it's Larry Wood
Larry's
anymore.
not anymore.
Larry's not going, how about Zach Davis?
Is it Zach? I can ask Keith Thomas,
Yeah.
he would know,
It's one of them,
yeah.
so.
And we were already receiving outside agency requests, and I'm just maintaining them in the file.
Yep,
I know that there was another one from Russ Hutchinson, and what happened was it was this switch.
Crescent
over-
Lake
Yeah.
Watershed,
yep.
Yeah, okay.
as well as Raymond Historical Society. I think they missed the deadline last year.
So that would be David Allen?
No, Amy.
Well, they didn't miss the deadline last year. What happened was, they had submitted the request, then the moving the building
That's
came
right,
in.
came in.
After it had already come, so.
Right, okay, yeah.
They missed the timeline for the building.
That was for the extra building, yeah. But they usually get so much anyways, all right. Yeah, just to give a heads up.
Yeah, remind anyone who was in the budget in the past.
Right.
Okay, so I guess we're all okay with these dates. Notified Budget Finance Committee. How many people are in Budget Finance now?
7.
7? Okay. All right, anything else?
I have one question to ask. We had our kickoff meeting with the new budget software company today. Kathy and I attended that. And one of the things that we'll need to know is like how many years of historical data that you'd like to see included in this software. If you want, 4, 5, 8, 10.
I'll tell you where your problem's gonna come, if you start going back more than like 4 years.
4 or 5 years, yeah.
Is that accounts have changed so many times, and so what
Right.
consolidating to something else, and to try and split those out and break those down is gonna be probably an insurmountable task. So if I think, 4 years would be probably the.
I think 4 years is max.
Okay.
I would say 3 years would be
That's
plenty.
what, I was thinking 3 years, but
That's what I'm thinking too.
if you get to 4, you get to 4, but 3 is
Yeah.
Probably plenty.
I mean, you can kind of see as you start to look through there and see where things shifted and see what makes sense, because you can get into the point of trying to compare something that you can't compare.
Right,
if you
as
go out
changes
far
have
enough.
been made. I know I made a couple when I became finance director, and there was other changes, I think, along the way.
Everyone did, and we've had 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's the point, 3 years.
But if everything were to stay static, how long would you want to see? I think that's another
I mean, 3 years,
3
you know,
years
3
gives
years
you
is.
plenty of history.
You always have that data. I'm sure there's a summary
Right.
sheet where you could have that data. It's just whether you'd have it in the active,
I could pull
you
my
know,
notebooks from
document.
years ago.
Okay.
You still have them?
Yeah, I got my old budget finance one.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Must have a big
That must-
basement.
I was just gonna say
Put it
that.
this way, I have my budget finance one from when I started, and the fire department budget was like $12,000.
Yeah. And we're gonna turn back the clock. Yeah.
So that's how far mine go back.
Yeah. All right. Okay,
Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Town manager's report.
Okay, I'm going to start with a comprehensive plan update, and on that point, Kevin and Sue have put up a new email sign-up form on the website, so you can get comp plan updates as they occur. So that's an interesting thing. I think we have over 100 people from the elections that signed up for updates already, and on that point, we had 928 people in the exit poll for the comp plan participate, which is amazing. And no surprise, natural resource protection was the top priority. There are many other priorities, but that was the top one. The RFP for professional services went out yesterday. A pretty arduous process, but we finally got there. So that's out to consultants, and you know, we should be getting some proposals back shortly. I want to remind people about the Raymond Community Assistance Fund. You know, if you're in need, or you know of someone in need who doesn't necessarily qualify for general assistance but is struggling, we have funds. We want to help. These are privately donated funds that we receive on an ongoing basis. So I don't want anyone out there to be without basic necessities and struggling at this difficult time. Please contact us. Contact Jenny Silverblade in GA or me, and you can reach us through the town office number, and my cell phone's on the website anytime. So basically, we want to help people who are in need. We have a new deputy fire chief, Paul Ginther, who is currently a Jacksonville, Florida station captain, which means he's in charge of his station. He's coming from a very similar location to Raymond, Jacksonville. They have 67 fire stations and 1,800 firefighters, so it's very similar to Raymond. But yeah. So, but anyway, what's interesting is I had an opportunity to spend an hour with him myself, a couple hours with him and Bruce. Then there was a meet and greet on Sunday. He's a very down-to-earth guy, and he asked a lot of good questions. He made his way up through the ranks from a call firefighter, and then to the position he holds now. He's retiring from Jacksonville. He's still got many years left that he could serve our town. Although he's from Jacksonville, his family's all from Maine, so that's a nice thing. And he's unlike the average person who wants to leave Maine and go to Florida. He wants to come back the other way for some reason. And so that's who he is and what he's doing. He had been looking for some jobs in the Northeast, but I think him coming here and meeting with us was really instrumental in him choosing us over some of his other opportunities. And I'm really pleased that we were able to attract him here. And what's his start date, Bruce, you think?
When we chatted the other day, he was talking about mid-January.
Mid-January, okay.
Yeah, at the earliest, but there's a lot of things that have to come together for that.
He sold his house, and he's making his way through the required, testing and so forth, and everything's A-okay.
Wow.
That's great.
Okay, let's see. I guess the only other thing, talked about it last time, but drive safely. It's going to snow on Friday. We're going to have a big snowstorm. First one of the year. We always have a lot of issues, but we're ready, and if you can stay home, stay home. That would be the best thing I would say if we get significant snow. Stay off the roads. That's it.
All righty.
Yeah.
Can I just throw something out there real quick?
Oh, I
Raymond-
got the dates too, yeah.
Oh, Raymond
Sorry.
Radlers. Keith Thomas said that he is going to find the person who volunteered to be president, and he'll give him the heads up. He said he was out sick that night. So, yeah, so he says, thank you for the heads up. So I told him January 13th, it's got to be in by. So I'll find out, he'll find out who it is and let me know.
Okay,
And then
our-
I'll touch you, sorry.
What's that?
You're all set.
Our next meeting dates are January 10th, 23, February 14th. Isn't?
Yep.
Yeah, do we really
Is that-
want
is
to,
that
I
now?
really don't want to hang out with you guys February 14th. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, the last time it fell on Valentine's Day.
did.
You decided to change the week.
I think Sam
Let's
has
just,
minutes.
let's do the January meeting and then we'll worry about it.
Okay.
Okay,
And remember, 5:30.
5:30.
And remember, 2023.
It says that.
I know. I know, we got it this year.
Yeah, let's, we'll take a look at the whole budget situation and see if we need to meet on the second week.
So, oh, shoot.
What?
I was gonna make a motion to adjourn. We still have to go into executive session yet.
Good try.
I make a motion to go into executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA 405 6D for discussion of labor contract and proposal. I was so excited.
Moved and seconded. Bill, we're going into executive session.
All in favor?
All in favor.
Move to come out of executive session.
Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Move to adjourn.
All in favor? We are adjourned.